Let's take a couple of minutes and we'll walk through the AM/FM and HD radio tuner section on Pioneer's DEH-X5800HD. So right now we're on the AM/FM tuner source. We can change the source by pressing the source button here. That's auxiliary and back to HD radio. That's our AM/FM tuner and HD radio source. And the information displayed on the screen right now is we are on FM band number 1 and we've tuned in frequency 92.9. That is a digital channel. That is digital number 1 broadcast on 92.9. To change the radio frequency, we're going to use the track buttons right here. So to switch to the next frequency down, just press the track button one time and you go down to the next available frequency. To seek to a radio station, press and hold the track button for a couple of seconds. Then let go, and the system will find the next strong radio station on the dial and automatically tune in. We do the same thing moving up. We can go up to the next frequency, press and hold, and we seek to the next strong radio station. To create a radio station preset, we're on FM band number 1 right now, and we have 1 through 6 across the bottom right here. Those are our radio station presets, 6 of them on FM band number 1. If we press the band button over here, we switch to FM 2. That gives me 6 more radio station presets. Press band again. We switch to FM 3, 6 more radio station presets. That's a total of 18 FM radio station presets. Press band again, and we switch over to AM radio, and we get 6 radio station presets on AM radio. And we'll touch band one more time, and we come back around to our original FM number 1 and our original 6 radio station presets. So to tune in a radio station and lock in a preset, we're just going to choose a radio station, 91.7 for example. Now we'll press and hold button number 3, and we'll create radio station preset number 3. When that 3 stops flashing on the screen, that means 91.7 has been locked in as radio station preset number 3. Radio station preset operation is exactly the same on all the FM bands and on the AM band. Now let's take a moment and check out the HD radio function and the multi-channel broadcast operation on the 5800. We're going to tune in another radio station here. Let's go to 93.7. There we go. And we'll see we're going to lock in a digital broadcast here. And I know I'm receiving an HD, a digital broadcast, when I see the D on the screen. And I know that I'm receiving digital broadcast number 1. Now, many HD radio stations offer multiple broadcasts under one frequency. So here we're on 93.7 digital broadcast number 1. If I touch the track button and go up and let go, you'll see that we'll switch to digital broadcast number 2. We're still on 93.7. And if I touch the track button up again one more time, we go to digital broadcast number 3, still under 93.7. Now there are 3 broadcast channels on 93.7. If I touch the track up again, you'll see that I go to the next available frequency. That's 93.9. Now if I touch the track button down, I'm going to go back to 93.7, but I go all the way back to the original HD1 broadcast. So I can move between the HD channels, D2, D3, I can go back down to D2 and back down to D1. But if I move out of 93.7, when I go back to it, I start back at the original D1 broadcast. I can create radio station presets on the digital channels. So here's 93.7 D2. We'll create that as radio station preset number 1. Just press and hold till it stops flashing. And now that has become preset number 1 on FM band number 1. Now let's check out the function menu for the HD radio tuner. We'll press in on the volume control, and we want to roll along here until we find the function menu. Here's function, and press enter. The first thing we see is BSM, or Best Stations Memory. So Best Stations Memory works on all of your FM bands, FM 1, 2, and 3. It also works on the AM band. And what Best Station Memory does is scans through the entire FM spectrum or AM spectrum and locks in the 6 strongest radio stations that you're receiving right now. So when I'm on a road trip and the radio stations become weak, it's very easy for me to go to BSM, press the button here to activate BSM. The system is scanning through all available FM frequencies and will lock in the 6 strongest that we're receiving right now. And now when I check, I have 6 strong radio stations to choose from. And let's go back into our function menu here. There's menu and function. And we'll roll past BSM to our local settings, and right now our local filter is turned off. If we switch, press in on the volume control, we can switch the local on to level number 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4. Touch it one more time and local is switched off. So when I use the track buttons here to seek to the next available radio station, with local turned off, even the very weakest radio stations, every noise on the dial will stop the radio and we'll hear that radio broadcast. But I don't want to hear all those weak noises, so I'll switch local on to level number 1, and now the radio will begin to filter out the weak radio stations and only hear the stronger ones. As I go up to local level number 2, 3, and 4, now only the very strongest radio stations on the dial will be locked on when I seek to the next available radio station. We'll roll over to our next setting here. Let's go back and roll over to the next setting, which is our HD seek method. Right now, HD seek is switched off. That means we will be seeking and finding analog radio station broadcasts as well as HD radio station broadcasts. If we want, we can press in and switch that on so we only find HD radio stations. For right now, we'll switch that off. Let's roll over to the next setting, which is the blend function. And the blend function means that the system will automatically blend between the analog and the digital broadcast. This works very well when you're in the area of strong digital broadcast. You'll tune in the analog signal, and then as soon as the digital signal is ready, you'll automatically blend into the digital signal, and it'll be a seamless operation. In weak digital broadcast areas, occasionally you'll hear something that sounds like a CD that's skipping, even though you're on the radio. And that's a repeat that you're hearing. That is the blend function taking place. So you may want to turn that blend function off. Let's go back into the menu there. If you want, you can turn the blend function off and you will only tune in and keep analog radio stations. We'll switch the blend function on for right now. Let's roll over to our next setting, which is our active radio setting. And HD radio has the great benefit of actively alerting you to emergency alerts that are happening throughout the area. If the radio receives an emergency alert on a broadcast station, no matter what source you're listening to, CD, USB, auxiliary, or AM/FM radio, you will hear that emergency alert. And that is active radio. If you don't want to hear those emergency alerts, you can switch the active radio system off, or you can keep the active radio system on. And again, if you are hearing an emergency alert, no matter what source you're listening to, CD, USB, auxiliary, whatever, the emergency alert system, the active radio system is on. And we'll roll over to the next setting, which is back around to best stations memory. At any time, you can exit this menu by pressing the band button to escape to go out to the main source. We can change the information displayed on the screen using the display button right here.